Welcome everyone to our first Jouve official training. My name is Cassidy Barsdorf and I am the brand manager over our new skincare line. And today is unique because we have several people in the room that don't get together very often in person. We have Deanna Latson, our CPO and founder, Philip New, our marketing director. We have Tom Jackson, our executive director of product development and regulatory affairs. And then of course myself, Cassidy Barsdorf. And we are really excited to talk to you today, go over some product information and talk to you about why Jouve stands apart from our competitors, and talk to you a little bit about our sales tools and what we have available for you to really hit the ground running, seeing as a lot of you have the products in your hands for the first time this week. So Deanna is going to talk to us first about how skincare came to be from an organizational perspective and talk to you about how this new brand fits in with our greater brand strategy.
Hi everybody. So what you're looking at right now are the RX family of brands. We've got our Nutrify, Slenderize, Purity, Prime, Revive, and our newest brand, Jouve. So some people might be asking, why skin? And why skin now? Well, just so you know, all these brands are very well thought out to work together as a complete system or individual brands, however it is you choose to use them. And here's the good news. In Nutrify, we're filling your cells with great nutrition. We're helping you cleanse. We're giving you energy. We're making a real impact at your body in the cellular level. In Slenderize, we're helping you get the body you want. In Purity, we're cleaning your air and giving you water that's safe to drink. In Prime, we're giving you an alternative delivery method for products that will help with headaches and stress and tension and aches and pains. And in Revive, we're giving you safe personal care for your everyday needs in the form of toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. So now why Jouve? Because here's the thing, your skin interacts with the world all day long. It is exposed to environmental toxins. It's exposed to the sun. It's exposed to drastic heat and cold temperatures. Therefore, your skin must be protected too. We not only want to help you get a beautiful inside, but we want to help you get a beautiful outside. And with that came Jouve, an innovative, phenomenal, clinically proven, just all around beautiful skincare system to help you look the way you want to look on the outside. And so let's talk a little bit about the name. Where'd the name come from?
Well, so Philip New here with marketing. I always love to take the opportunity to talk about our brands in general, but specifically with Jouve, taking a look at the skincare products and just looking at the industry. There are a lot of companies out there that offer products. We wanted to take a different approach with Jouve and look more at what products will do for you and where they can take you, or kind of looking through the lens of Jouve being more of a portal to how you may see yourself in life. And so when we were coming up with the naming strategy, we had contracted a naming specialist and brought him in with our team, and we spent several days in a closed room and came up with literally hundreds of different names from several different Latin roots and other root words from different languages, and ultimately settled on two different roots, which kind of mean this joyful youth. And putting them together with J-O-V, J-U-V, formulating this one word, Jouve, it really is all about this idea of tapping into your kind of eternal youth, if you will, and the joy that comes from that. So we love the name. The name itself becomes that portal into a whole nother world. But talking about more the story now of what Jouve is, and kind of reducing it down to a tagline in the true you, think back to the time where you may have walked by a mirror, noticed yourself, and thought, I don't recognize that person. Well, I know it's happened to me. I'm in my mid-30s now. I'm starting to get older, and it's like whenever I close my eyes, for whatever reason, I see myself as that 18-year-old kid who's invincible. Well, the mirror keeps reminding me that I'm not that 18-year-old kid anymore. But it doesn't mean that I actually can't be age appropriate and become that person on the outside that I always think I am. And maybe that sounds a little too touchy-feely, but you know what, I'm in marketing and that's what we do. I love the touchy-feely stuff. So the true you is really about allowing Jouve to become that tool or that vehicle that when you associate with Jouve, when you use Jouve products, it takes you back to the world where you see yourself best, where you see your healthiest self, your the true you. It is your truest self. And that's where the tagline comes from. And that is the whole story here. And you'll see the products and why they're so amazing, but it really is that it's so much more than just the products. And that's how we want Jouve to be seen, is we don't just do products, we take you to a whole nother world.
So some of you might be asking, well, you know what? There's a lot of skincare products on the market, right? We can walk into a Neiman Marcus and a Nordstrom's and a Saks Fifth Avenue, and we can buy products that cost what? $300, $400, $500, $600. And here's the interesting thing. In the R&D process of this, myself, Cassidy, Tom, we spent thousands upon thousands of dollars bringing in products and trying different products and seeing what was out there. And here's the good news. Us versus the competitors, I got to tell you, not only did we beat everybody we tested our products against, but we do something that's pretty different in the market. A lot of times when people think about clean, organic products, high-end efficacy doesn't go in the same sentence, right? Clean and organic, oh, it might work okay. And so what we did is we decided to make a clean commitment to you, but also be able to withstand testing against some of the most high-end products that you're going to see at your top retailers in the industry. And what does our clean commitment mean? Well, first of all, the average woman walks out of the bathroom exposed to hundreds of toxic chemicals before she ever leaves the bathroom. So we want to make sure that not only do you get the true you in beauty, but we're still protecting the inside of you as well. And so that's why we came up with our clean commitment. We're never going to put any pegs, any artificial colors, synthetic fragrances, you know, and why should you care about this commitment? And why should you care that we put it into writing, and what are even some of these things in the first place? Well, what I'd like you to do is maybe pause this podcast right now and go grab your personal care, your lotions, your other products, set them down in front of you before we move on to the next section, talking about why these things shouldn't go on your skin. So go grab your things and then join us back. So now let's take a look. What is a PEG? You've got your products in front of you. You're reading those labels. Do you see the word PEG? It's a petroleum-based ingredients that are known to be harmful to your cells. Why should you care? Your skin is not a barrier, it is a carrier. You put something on your skin, it goes right into your body. And PEGs are linked with all types of health issues, not only developmental problems, skin irritation. I mean, what's funny is so many of the ingredients in skincare products make you dependent on those skincare products because they irritate the skin. It's a crazy vicious cycle. And you know, I've got Tom here too, who studies these ingredients just as much as I do. I mean, what do you think of PEGs?
Well, you know, one of the really harmful things about PEGs is that they facilitate the transfer through the skin of a lot of other chemicals. So there are some chemicals that are larger and don't penetrate through the skin quite as easily on their own. And these are the chemicals that you don't want penetrating through your skin. Well, what a PEG does is make that transfer down into the lower levels of your skin even more possible and faster, which is what's particularly troubling about PEGs, is that they facilitate the transfer of a lot of these larger, more harmful chemicals into your skin so much quicker and so much easier. And that's why they're really troubling and why you just don't want to see them in your products.
And remember, you know, not only do we care about the outside, we care about the inside. So look on those products you have sitting in front of you and see if you see the word PEG, and it would be our recommendation that you avoid those. So let's look at a few our other clean commitments. What's a phthalate? Well, they're believed to damage the kidney and the liver and cause birth defects. I mean, there might be, and even reproductive problems, there might be some controversial research on how bad these things really are, but here's our stance. If it's controversial, with some say it's bad, some say it's safe, we don't want to take the chance on you. You know, you're not our guinea pigs. So let's develop something high-end and beautiful that doesn't have any of these ingredients in. So we know we're doing our due diligence. We can all stand up in integrity and recommend that you put these products on your face every day, because these things aren't in the Jouve line of products. What do you think about these ingredients?
You know, the reason why some of these have conflicting research and evidence out there is because they haven't been fully studied There just isn't a scientific consensus on it, which is, again, one of the things that is so bad about so many of these ingredients, and something that's misunderstood about the cosmetic industry. A lot of people think, well, if it's in a cosmetic that's on a shelf at the store, it must be okay, it must be safe, it must have been studied at some point. Well, that's only the case in about 20% of the ingredients that go into your skincare products. Only about 20% of those ingredients have been fully scientifically tested on a long-term basis to look at what the long-term health effects are. So you'll see possibly conflicting information out there on parabens, phthalates, PEGs, how safe they are or are not. And the reason why that exists, why there are conflicts out there, is because the definitive testing just hasn't been done. And that's just something that's just so troubling about the cosmetic industry in general, as to how many of these things go into products you use every single day that haven't been fully tested. And that's the case with phthalates. That's even the case with some of the parabens. These, I mean, horrible links here to organ toxicity, to hormonal damage, to reproductive damage, like Deanna was talking about. Just why take the chance? Why ever take the chance?
That's right.
Just, you know, the old adage of better safe than sorry doesn't apply anywhere more so than with cosmetics.
Tom, this is interesting because from the marketing side, you look at these companies, it's shocking to me to hear you say that only 20% of these products on the shelves may have had enough clinical research and data to kind of verify that it's safe to put on there. These other companies then are telling me that they've done a fantastic marketing job of getting all of us to believe in a story.
Exactly. And what they're counting on you to do is not educate yourself. That's what they're counting on the average consumer not to do, is go out and look at these 7-syllable words on the back of their cosmetic and actually go do some research about it. They want the consumer just to trust them and say, oh, if you put it out, I trust you that it's okay. So they're counting on the fact that you're not going to go out and educate yourself.
And many of us believe a very dangerous assumption that because it's on the shelf, it is safe for you. And that goes for your foods, your cosmetics, whatever it is. If there's some governing agency out there that's protecting us like our godfather or what, you know, like we will make sure none of this bad stuff gets into your products. But the reality is that's just not happening. And remember, your skin is a carrier. It is not a barrier. When you put it on your skin, you are inviting it into the inside of your body. So let's look at a few of the other things that we say never ever. Our clean commitment to you. Are we going to put a paraben in there? Absolutely not. Hormonal and endocrine disruptors. I mean, they've been linked to all types of issues: autism, reproductive and developmental defects, and cancer. Does that sound like fun? I mean, come on. We all want to look beautiful, but not at that cost.
Right. You'd never sacrifice or compromise that.
That's right. And what's another one that we say never to is sulfates. Why not? Because they've been linked to hormonal disruption, neurotoxicity, reproductive toxicity, and cancer. They also cause eye damage, asthma, and skin irritation. I mean, why do people even use these?
They use them because they work, and they're a great, cheap alternative. They work well. They're easy to formulate with. That's why a lot of these companies take the shortcuts. Number one, cost. Number two, ease. It takes a lot longer to formulate a product with the safer alternatives. It costs more to formulate with the safer alternatives, and that's why most companies take the shortcuts. Let's admit it. If we can formulate a product in 3 months and the average consumer is still going to buy it, why would we take another 9 months or a year to formulate something even better that the consumer will also buy? And then we've got to work harder to educate those consumers as to why the one is better, even though it's more expensive. So you can see why the big companies just don't take that extra effort, don't go to the extra work.
You know, my job gets made easier and easier every time we seem to develop new products and come out with these things, because marketing has always become known as storytelling, and storytelling almost known as fibbing, stretching the truth a little. But being able to just come out and say, guys, marketing is actually about education, and all we're going to do is going to tell you about all the high points, and if there are any low points, tell you about those things. In other words, we're going to just tell you the cold hard truth. And when we get to tell you the cold hard truth, specifically about Jouve, it just disgraces every other company out there, every other agency, governing agency who's allowing some of these products to be on these shelves. It just makes my job super easy to hear you guys say, hey, let's look at the back of your labels. Do you see these things in there? They're not on ours. So thank you for all the development you guys went through to make my life easier, but also protect all of us. It's fantastic.
Here's something unique about our clean commitment and our never ever list as well. You will see the term clean. You'll see a lot of marketing type terms thrown around a lot on cosmetic products. So a lot of people use the term clean, but then they don't go and define what clean means to them. We've actually said this is what clean means to us, and we've named things. We have put an entire list together, very specific list, saying these are the things that this is what clean means to us, and we've been very, very specific about that and saying from the start of that list to the end, these ingredients are our never ever list, and we have defined very, very clearly what clean means to us.
You know, and speaking of clean, if you are to look in our products, you're not going to see these sulfates, these parabens, these PEGs. You're not going to see those things. You're going to see ingredients like this. You're going to see real ingredients from nature, extracts from real things that you were familiar with. And quite frankly, just so you know, not only did Tom say it takes longer in the R&D process to use natural ingredients, but it also costs significantly more to do that as well. What do you think cost more? A red radish root as a preservative method, or
a paraben?
Or a paraben.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the fermented red radish root costs more. It's a better product. It comes from nature versus the synthetic product that's produced in a lab in like bulk quantity. So when we look for ingredients, we're looking out to nature because our planet has a lot to offer and has incredible beauty and also ingredients that make a huge difference, your health and well-being from the inside and out.